Hi guys, it's Ray, and today's edition of Procrastinating comes to you, brought to you by this tuft of hair and this ball of yarn. It's got to that stage where I'm just going fucking insane, it's great. So yeah, I'm gonna do another one because of reasons of which everybody knows and I'm just ignoring because I'm a terrible human being. So yes. I'm doing one of these just as a way to, I don't know, wake myself up slightly, because as you can see, I'm a bit tired. I don't know why. It's not like I'm done, well, no, I did have 6 hours of work yesterday, which is, compared to, my boyfriend who had, 10 hours, it's not the most strenuous thing, although I was, standing up for all of those 6 hours, and he was at the computer, but his stuff involves lots of braining, and mine involves dealing with people. So let's not make comparisons. But yes, my French deadline is tomorrow, and I have one line written. Yeah, it's got a good first line. I will grant you. I think. I hope it's a good first line. I honestly don't know. But yes, that needs to be done. But I just felt like doing this morning. Also, if you're wondering, I learned to crochet, and I mentioned it in another video, one of my other videos about my dad being able to crochet, and I asked him on Saturday because we went out for dinner for his birthday, which was yesterday. I was like, Dad, I've got this idea in my head. Can you crochet? He's like, yeah, I can. And my sister just saw. I went, what? Shut the fucking door. Dad, you can crochet. I was like, yeah. And she's looking at me going, how did you know this? And I don't know, I'm sure I've asked this at some point. Yeah, my dad, I started doing another, oh fuck, that's going everywhere. Right, stab into that. But my dad did, I've kind of tied this around itself to stop it completely unraveling. But my dad did the start of this here crochet thing, and was sat in my chair at my house just happily crocheting for 10 minutes while Mum was showing me some knitting things. It's great. Basically my whole family can knit of some form or other, because my sister does knits periodically when she can be bothered, and when I don't know, when she doesn't have the tension ratcheted. Suddenly I'm Bruce Forsyth when she doesn't have the tension all wacky. We should totally just have a knitting session, Beth. Just saying. But yeah, just turned into a very impromptu sort of knitting session at my house on Saturday, which was excellent. Although my mother has somehow found out about the term procrastinating. I'm not sure how. I don't know if I mentioned it, or if somebody, namely a blood relative who watches these, who hadn't watched them on Saturday but may have watched them since, may have either watched them near my mother or told my mother about it. And if you've done that, Bethany, it's much sad. But yes, crochet. It's quite fun. I was trying to do it with that wool, but that wool's a bit thicker than this cotton yarn stuff that I bought. I bought it from the shop up the road. It's £5 fucking pounds of crochet. It's shit. Let's not bugger this up. But yes, it's much nicer. Although it's the kind of problem, it's the exact same colour as my hook, which is an interesting coincidence. But yeah, I was saying things, but I can't quite remember what things I was saying. But yes, my dad can crochet. I have evidence to prove this. And it's been a funny sort of week. My idea of weeks now are really confused because I'm working at weekends. It's just my weekends are sort of in the middle of a week, because tomorrow I'm not working, and then I'm working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm actually off this Sunday. That's gonna be the first Sunday in several weeks that I'm not actually working. That's impressive. But yes, yesterday on the bus, I made a friend. Well, technically, I'd already spoken to this person, and and it was just a kind of weird thing on the bus stop yesterday, seeing someone go, it's like, I know you, I've seen you before, and it's like, yes, you're the person who asked me about my fangirl bag on the bus the other week while it was still nano, because I was basically writing in the bus home from work back in November, and I had my my Rainbow Rowell fangirl bag with me because it's one of the sturdier tote bags I have, and the handles are actually nice. So we were supposed to spend the bus journey up to Chesterfield talking about various Tumblr things. Or I did accidentally give her the wrong Tumblr URL because I'd forgotten which one I'd forgotten if it was like my Twitter handle or if it was like my book blog name. And apparently it's my book blog name, and I failed. Oops. I feel like I should change my Tumblr URL to match the one I gave her. Just to, oh fuck, what have I done there? Bollocks. This is the slight problem with crochet. Occasionally you get your stupid meaty hat thingy hook and just bugger things up. It's not happened very often actually doing this with this yarn because it's nice and thinner, but yes. So after we got off the bus, I had to go to work, and then later on she came into Waterstones with her friends, and it was like it was just a really sort of funny kind of thing, but it was also slightly hilarious because we sort of inadvertently were just almost dressed exactly the same. We were both kind of wearing sort of kind of duffel coat type things. Both had sort of like knitted like bobble hats and gloves on, and we were both wearing glasses. And then on the bus she took her hat off, and she's got short hair as well. It's like I can't. I'm sitting on the bus going, I can't take my hat off because we've got exactly the same haircut and we're sat opposite each other on the bus, and people are just gonna think really strange things. It's just hilarious. So I was like, I have a new bus friend. This is quite funny, and also really awesome things. My friend Chris on Twitter, who I have very odd conversations with my oh shit, don't drop the ball of yarn, Jesus, with my other Twitter friend Raina, which are always the most hilariously weird conversations I have on Twitter. It's brilliant. I do love them very much. It's basically written as the start of a piece of fiction where I am sort of the sort of main protagonist. I'm a zombie slaying crazy badass, and it's hilarious. It really is. It was the most. I came home after I've just seen the link whilst I was on the bus home, and I was like, I need to know what this is. Got home and actually read it and just cackled with laughter. It was the best thing ever because it just harked back to so many of the crazy Twitter conversations, and it was the best thing ever. So thank you, Chris. Don't know whether you will watch this, but I think Raina might. Hi Raina, hearing me in my adorable British accent and just my stupid voice. I'm just an idiot. I really am an idiot who hasn't bothered to brush her hair at any point this morning. It's an impressive tuft. It really is. It's a very impressive tuft. But yes, so there was other things. I had vague ideas of other things I wanted to talk about, but I'm never really sort of very sure. As an FYI, I realised when I bought some books on crochet and knitting. Yeah, I bought them from work. I was in work the other day, and I was like, they're really sort of good little books. I've got sort of the corresponding knitting one as well, because it's dead really clear pictures and instructions. Although one of the instructions for about how to knit on cast on, which my mother showed me, because she sort of prefers to do knit on cast on rather than like sort of crazy wrap the wool around your hands and dance the needles through them. But I couldn't get my head round the knit on cast on very well. It was just a bit bizarre. It didn't seem to go right, and I quite liked my method that I had picked up. What the fuck am I doing? No, that's not right. I'm trying to do... It's kind of sort of the crazy thing about these books though, because they have like conversion things like saying about the sort of UK measurements for needles and the US comparison, like the new EU like European ones. But it also mentions in the crochet one about the fact that in the US, all the US sort of crochet videos I've watched have been mentioning about single crochet. Turns out, in the UK, that's called double crochet, which is not confusing at all, is it? So yes, I'm doing what my little book says is double crochet, but US people will know as single crochet. So that's a thing that I have to basically just kind of remember all the time. It's like every time I think double crochet, it's like single crochet. Because if I happen to watch like a US video and then I'll be like, nah, what is that? I don't understand. But yes. Yeah. Although I think with this this little thing I'm doing, it's like I've lost some stitches from what I did at the start, because I think I might not have been properly working the stitches on the ends. I think I might have like missed out using them, which is silly of me. Get in there, you bastard! Get in there! That went really northern there. I don't mean to be as northern as I am. I find, yeah, sometimes I think if I'm working in, at the top end of Derbyshire, as I do now, we get a lot sort of more people that come down from like Sheffield and stuff, and then suddenly everything gets really northern. But yes, I'll end about here, I think, because everything's going to get messy else. But yes, I have completed a row of single/double crochet, depending on what side of the pond you're from. I quite like crochet, and it's kind of, it looks really, really neat on that side, and then this side it just looks like a fucking mess, because I think I've lost some stitches, because I've not been, like, when I've done the chain up for the single crochet, I've not then worked the one at the bottom, I've worked the one the next one along, and I think that's messed up my stitch count or whatever. But hopefully I can sort of tighten it up a bit and get better. But considering how I only started to learn to crochet like fairly recently, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't spend an entire time like redoing it, so that's the thing. And at some point I will do some more knitting. Although I have bought some more yarn, but I need slightly bigger, slightly smaller needles, which my mother will be looking out for me, because we have like shit tons of needles at my parents' house. There's like basically all my mum's kind of knitting stuff, and then there's a whole bag of needles that was my my grandma Gertie's. So that's the thing. But yes, this is really long now, and I'm really sorry. And there was not a lot of saying of anything. So yeah, apologies for that. I'm now going to do some French work, I think, because I have work at 3 and I've now got several hours that I need to do this, because otherwise I'm just going to spend all of tomorrow just kind of going, better write this French, shit, I'm going to have to just wing it and see what I can do. It's like, Mother's like, yeah, we should do some practice, I'd get it done and then do some practice and record it tomorrow. I'm like, practice, Mother. This is just getting done one take and then gone. Don't tell my mother that. Don't you dare. But yes, see you soon maybe in another procrastinating video brought to you by this idiot.